And that's ruined the introduction straight away. Good evening and welcome to the Airsoft Show. It's been weekly recently, but we're going back to fortnightly, promise. Your Airsoft podcast interviewing people all throughout the Airsoft community. Ailey's docking our wages because we're like, yeah, sorry. And then I was laughing because it was discussed that we were in elevator music when the intro started. So yeah, good evening. Hi, I'm here. Apologies for the slight delay in getting started tonight. Things got in the way, and then I got sick of Ailey's moaning, so we went live anyway. Joining us this week is Adam, and we have Josh from Krios Photography.
Hello.
Cool. So we're not going to go on to the news this week. So we'll just because nothing's really happened this last sort of week or so to discuss. So we'll just jump straight into it with Krios Photography. So people will know Krios from events, mainly the National Airsoft Festival.
Yeah, it's kind of our biggest one.
Yeah. So really and truthfully, I suppose we go back to where it all started for you.
Oh, that was a long time ago. Let's see. So I probably started photography back in like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I started there. I used to work on cruise ships. Long time ago. I say long, about 8 years ago I was working on cruise ships. And then when I started, I got sent a camera. Just a simple, boring camera, cheap one. In fact, I got sent a camera, that one. And it was sent to me, and on the ship I took some photos, just having a laugh, having a bit of fun. Then some of the people on the ship were like, oh, we'll pay you to take photos of us. So I was like, sweet. I then left cruise ships. Was like, oh, what can I do now? Started taking photos at Worthing Airsoft down the south. So I think for free, like just mucking about and stuff. Then after about a year, some players were like, oh, can we book a session? Can we have it privately? Like, how much do you charge and stuff? And I was like, oh, I might be able to make a bit of money out of this. Sort of thing. Business mind on, got the hat on. And then from there, it slowly picked up, started doing more sites, more events, sort of thing, and kind of slowly grew it to now where I have a team of like 6 people who work for me doing photos at events. Like, in fact, some of them are at the event, heading off to Rift this weekend to take some photos.
Shift your Rift.
Exactly. There's 3 of them heading over tomorrow morning, heading over there to take a load of photos at, because unfortunately I'm stuck elsewhere with other commitments, and I was like, So I've got a team of 3 heading over there tomorrow to get those.
It's amazing though. So you don't just do the National Airsoft Festival, as you said. You started at Worthing Airsoft, and looking at your website, I was noticing a few events you've done over the years, including Octo.
I used to do all the Octo events and stuff, but the issue with those is at the moment they're nearly always up north. So me being all the way down south, well, currently I'm in London, but most of my events are down south, sort of thing, because that's where my team are. Trying to get up north for something sometimes can get a little bit, but there's also like other photographers that do the Octo games, so it's all like I don't like to I don't want to step on toes. That's like the biggest thing in the photography world is there's only like 3 or 4 of us, in my opinion, who run it as a business.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to do is go up to them and be like, hey, I'm going to take photos at this event now, and take that business away from them. Because if it happened to me, I would respond with not in a most pleasant way.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly what when we had Samwise on a few weeks ago, he was saying exactly the same thing about there's sort of like this mutual agreement that you have the events you do. So he'll go to say
he does all the AI ones.
He
does all the northern stuff, and then kind of you've got my group of guys who kind of do all the south ones, and like NAF, for example, sort of thing, which was complete luck in how I got that one.
Yeah. So come on then, what's the story behind NAF? Because you've been doing that for years now. I think I started that in 2018.
Yeah, I started. So the first time I took photos there, just me by myself, 3,000 plus people, me, my little Lonesome, first year kind of thing, like, I'm going to try to make some money. Let's do this. Was me just going around. I just emailed. I've been playing National events since it first started in 2000 or something, very before like very early on. Like I think I got involved in like the second game they ran, the second year they ran. I went there as a player, and I was like, oh, trying to make money out of photography, as you do. Got there and I was like, can I take photos? Like, what's the deal? Sort of thing. I have my own insurance and things like that. They're like, yeah, no one else is doing it, so give it a go. But I was very lucky. I was the first person. It's complete luck, complete and utter luck. Yeah. And now I'm friends with Rich and all of those people at 01 and a few and H. So it's great. But it's like first year, I just went by my lows and took photos. I was like, okay. The main issue I found was trying to get people to realize where I was taking, like where was I posting all the photos. So in the second year, I then brought across just a table, a banner, and put up a little black cloth and was like, I do studio photos in brackets. First time ever doing it. Had no idea what I was doing with these studio photos at the time. Like completely winging the entire thing. And like I'm surprised anyone bought any studio stuff. Like amazed because in my opinion they looked awful. But
you're always your own worst critic anyway.
Oh yeah, but even then, if I compare what I did then and now, is like, oh, actually, I might even have some. Let's see what I can find. I'm going to share my screen.
I was just saying, I'm looking through because you mentioned your banner, and I'm literally looking for the little video from last year of someone.
Oh, when Kelly nicked it. Oh, I have plans. I have plans for that. I'm just sharing my screen there.
Yeah, cool.
Let's chuck you on.
Well, this is it. I think with what you do as well, they always say pictures speak 1,000 words. Let's get rid of that caption in the bottom as well.
Right. Okay. So let's.
The work speaks for itself because this is the first year I've actually sort of got round to.
You're now going to start seeing some of my back end of my website, sort of thing. So you're not seeing any of this. This is all hidden. Right.
This is magic.
See. Let's go. So yeah, my first one I did was 2018, and my first studio era was 2019 was the first year of the studio, and hopefully none of these people mind with their photos being looked at. Let's see, like. Let's click on this guy. This guy was all right photos wise. So again, the photos came out. Come on, loads. The photos came out all right. But as
I
you
think
can
that's
see,
better than all right.
All right. Yeah, but I don't. What you can't see is where my mouse is. Like, I hate this backdrop here.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're looking at the light on the background.
The photo's great, but like that back was But now if I jump to see that I've already got the gallery and everything made on there. If I go, where did I get some great ones? I got some in 2021.
I was looking at the headers there, and I was like, where your mouse was, I was like, please don't move too right because we don't want to talk about that site again.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Yeah, so like there's some photos I did for Kydex. Like, and you can just see the difference now. That background is now like solid.
Yeah.
Like it's completely I do a lot of product stuff on the side as well, as you can see. But yeah, so they're going to enjoy this shout out. But it's like all of this sort of thing that I now do compared to what I did a few years ago. But no, and then going back to the whole NAF thing, sort of thing. I'm just going to stop sharing that before I reveal something I shouldn't. I'm really intrigued to know which site. Oh, was this the one, the whole thing you posted the other day about? Oh,
yeah. I noticed it on there. But I was going to say,
which one was it? Go on, give me a.
It's in the private chat. In the private chat that we sent you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
luckily, it wasn't me who took photos that time. It was It was one of my partners, which we'll get onto a bit later. No. So then each year I went back to NAF. I got a studio, built it, invested more money into it, got it bigger, better, and trying to grow it and increase the knowledge in airsoft photography because it's such a niche that people don't realize, sort of thing. And the amount of the amount of people I've worked with who I go to sites and the site owner turns to me and goes, "Oh yeah, just post them on Facebook," or I'm like, in the nicest possible way. This here is 5-6 grand.
Yeah.
I can't afford just to chuck it on Facebook every time. I can't afford to spend all the time paying for the editing software, the time to... So then with NAF, they were really accommodating of that and being like, come here, invest in us, show us what you can do, sort of thing. And now that event, like the studio I'm taking this year, is even bigger than it was last year. Like I use it as a challenge to increase everything.
This is the thing. I don't think people sort of appreciate just how much goes into all the back end stuff. Paying for licenses for the software and things like that, because they ain't cheap.
My website has currently 35. Actually, I'm going to tell you how many how many photos is insane. How many photos are live visible on my website? Be that to clients or public.
A lot of things, though, isn't it? Where people don't understand what goes into it. You get it a lot with like the craft community and things like that.
100%.
Like people that knit things or whatever. Yeah. And it's like, well, why are you charging that much? Well, it's taken me like 10 hours.
Yeah. So the amount of people, actually, I have an image of someone who I was in Facebook just posting stuff, and then someone commented being like, "Oh, that watermark is so 2021 or no, so 2020 or something awful, like just saying the watermark's crap."
Yeah.
And I commented saying, "Oh, you can pay £1.50 to get rid of it," and it's just going, "Oh, you can earn more than £1.50 if you're actually good at photography." Sort of things, be invited to events. And I put him in this place where I think, well, I am good because I get invited year after year to the biggest UK event sort of thing, as we talk about NAF, and a load of other events that are happening. I get invited to sort of thing, and the fact that I have the ability to pay people to work for me, so it makes an alright amount of money sort of thing. I know they like it. I necessarily don't like paying people, but that's beside the point. But it's just when it comes to work and watermarks things, I've got most people now are coming around to it. I remember when I first started, I used to charge £1 for a photo, like originally when I first started, and back then people were like, "I'm not paying you £1. I can just set the photo on my phone." Now I've noticed over the last 5 to 6 years that it's shifted quite a lot and allowing people more open to paying for work, the quality.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. If it's a good, decent picture, I'm more than happy to pay. Like Sam's photos when he's captured me at Warzone and things like that. And I just think that
Sam's fantastic.
Why wouldn't you pay for it?
Like for me, the way I work is to kind of help open it up to not limit myself completely, because I found originally I tried jumping my price all the way up to £5, but I found that negated a lot of people. Like you say, you've got a team or something who like there's 8 of them and they all want a photo, each of them paying. You might just have that team leader wanting to pay £5 times. They don't want to spend silly money on that. They don't want to spend 50 quid on photos, because that's unreasonable. So therefore I broke it into different subjects. So I charge £2 for a low res, £3.50 for like a medium to like a high res image, which is great for like Instagram and things like that. Low res is good for Facebook, but Instagram has that slightly higher quality of posting. And if you want to use it for anything else like printing, you want to spend the £5, you can get that original quality res sort of thing. So it means I allow people who might do it as a bit of airsoft, as a bit of a hobby sort of thing, can get their images.
Yeah, you're catering for different budgets as well, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Then you've got like the people who are into their social medias, they might buy 5 photos for £3.50 sort of thing. And then you've got like people who do it originally sort of thing, who charge exactly. Models pay when I do private shoots, my rates are much higher sort of thing. But the airsoft community are very, I love the airsoft community, but some of them are very stingy.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing as well, because if you're doing a private shoot, they're then paying for your time for the day. Because at the end of the day, it is a job. You've got to make some money out of it to make it viable. The big thing is, like, you said.
I'm very lucky in the fact that I now have a partnership with another photography brand that allow me to use their studio in London. So I've got a brick-built studio in London that I can use. I still have to pay to use that studio. I would still have to pay rent. I would still have to do this. I would have to do that. I can't then say, "Oh yeah, only give me a £5. That will cover everything." Like I said, this is 5 to 6 grand. This camera here, like just this in my hand. Not to mention the computers I need. Today I just installed the new server for hosting images, sort of thing. That cost me $1,000-ish to fully put in, sort of thing.
And then the licenses
so expensive.
The licenses for, say, Photoshop and that as well, they're not cheap.
I'm spending. To be fair, when I compare that sort of thing, like subscriptions and stuff, like editing software, in my head I compare it to like how much did you pay for Amazon sort of thing, and kind of treats it like that. That's a tenner. Okay. It's still a lot of money. I'm paying like 30 quid a month or something for the packages I use. Yeah.
It's cheaper than I thought it'd be, actually.
Yeah. Like this is also the first year that so talking about NAF sort of thing where I'm doing the studio thing. It's the first year I've really I'm still quite low down in my opinion, but it's the first year I've started to boost my prices a bit for the studio stuff sort of thing. So like in previous years, I used to charge kind of like, let's see, last year I charged, I think it started at £20 and then I chucked a £5 on for every extra person in the photo shoot and they got all the photos involved. But I was killing myself after the event and trying to edit so many, like 100, 200 photos of studio quality photos. Now these take significantly longer to edit than the ones we take in the field. Sort of thing, because the field ones we've got that down to a T, but studio ones require us, because it's a private shoot, technically it's just that just that little bit where it's expensive on time, because time is money.
Yeah, exactly. But so you're doing a booking system this year. We were discussing before we came on.
Yes.
I said we'll discuss it here, because you were sort of saying last year it was just sort of like scribbles on the back of a fag packet, for want of a better term.
Yeah, so it's like last year I had actually. No, I can't get it now. It's in a folder over there. I literally had I had 2 forms people had to fill out of. So one form was a consent form, because with taking private photos, I required to have that person's consent, sort of thing. So you might have noticed that on the online booking form that I know you've had a cheeky look at, because I saw your name appear. Was
4
that you had to
o'clock on the Saturday?
you had to tick some boxes. Basically, that was then giving me permission in your booking to allow me to take pictures of you and your party. Because as much as people like say it verbally, I also have the whole data protection issue to consider. I am taking your photo. If I edit that photo, I need your permission to edit that photo. Even that's just me making the photo brighter. Technically, I need it to change things. Sort of thing. So I request those. So last year I did that via a consent form that they had to scan a Google form with, fill that Google form in. And then, but also I had to write down their name and email address of where they wanted those photos sent to. That was a logistical nightmare. Now, I am so dyslexic, I can't read. So therefore, when I was getting these documents through, like written in paper, I'm just going, I can't read this. And I was sending photos to the wrong people, unfortunately. Or I was getting email addresses coming back as false. I'm like, but it's not false. It's what they wrote. So now this year I've decided to just switch it completely to online. So far it's working great. I've not had really any issues. The only issue, as you mentioned, I think before we started here, was the fact of trying to find the dates. Because of the way how it works is I have to have it so I can only put the bookings on the day.
I was going to say, if you can call it up, we can show people as well, so you can sort of run through how it works for people.
Yeah, you can show me, because then I'll be booking
Krios Studios. So I'm slowly building a new company called Krios Studios, which will be selling like editing tools and tools you need to kind of be in an airsoft photography, like lens protectors and things like that.
Just while you're loading that all up, we've had a question here on Twitch saying, would you recommend investing in photography gear if you are interested in it that much?
So it depends on your budget, really. So this is the big thing we'll talk about a bit later, the Krios Partner Program, where I'm a firm believer in getting people into the sport, into airsoft photography. Again, I think it's fantastic. I don't play that much anymore, like just because I enjoy more of the objective style, like I prefer getting involved with team play and stuff. So I enjoy milsims more for that aspect of teamwork and things compared to a skirmish where it's every man for themselves, in my opinion. But looking at getting involved, like, yes, invest in it. Like, you don't have to buy an expensive camera. Like, I say that with a pinch of salt. Like, so here we have a Canon 70D. I have quite a few of these now, sort of thing. These are the ones that I give to some people who don't necessarily have cameras. So some of my people who work for me don't have their own personal camera. So I make a deal with them, sort of thing, and I lend them one of these cameras. Now, this camera with a lens will probably set you back second hand. You could get one for like £300 with a lens. So say this and this lens here, you can probably get this for about £300. And I use this camera for about 2-3 years. And the quality is fantastic on it. It has the only thing it comes in a negative is you have to try and learn the camera more. You have to try and work around things. So something that might, with this expensive camera, take me one button push to fix, might mean I have to change more settings on the smaller camera. The other massive difference is with the camera is, say I was doing a shoot where I needed something to go on a billboard, sort of thing, massive, needs to be printed out, absolutely massive. I won't be able to get that photo on this. It'll be pixelated and blurry by the time it's blown up so big. But for social media and Facebook, this camera works great. Works absolutely fantastic. Like, same for phone photography. I have nothing against people that take photos on their phones. There are some people who take better photos, in my opinion, on their phone than I do with this. But the negative with that is they can't put it on the billboard while I can, because of the quality, the level of resolution, I should say. I was loading something up, ADHD mode activated.
No, it's all right. It's my fault as well, because we got talking on it. I just thought while you were looking for that, it was the perfect time to sort of go into that as well.
Krios Studios, here it is. Sharing screen.
Cool.
I think I'm sharing screen. There we go. Look at that. Right. Let's move you over there. So on the screen here, so this is called Krios Studios. This is a brand new website. It is different to my photography page, which you get by clicking the top link there. So this one here is, as you can see, there are multiple locations. So we've got a Drive with Airsoft, which is our site down in the south, where we take photos pretty much every week. Every Sunday we're there taking photos for them. It's quite a big site, quite unique, I would say. Got helicopters and big tracks, all sorts of fun things. So that's our main site at the moment. When we get closer to National Airsoft event, we'll probably switch this to the National Airsoft event being the primary. But on here, we are offering this year 4 packages because we are experimenting and having fun. So let's start with the studio stuff. We offer 3 sessions in the studio. One is for where we do 3 photos. This is great for 1 person or even 2 people, sort of thing. So on here, like, it takes 10 minutes. It's £25, and you can get some photos like this. These were taken last year, sort of thing, of this guy, sort of thing. So these were all taken live during the thing because I felt it was important to post photos that were taken in the studio setting from an actual National Airsoft event, sort of thing. So we charge £25 for that, and it literally takes 10 minutes, and then you get the photos 2 weeks after the event. Let's go back. Let's chuck onto this one. So we also offer a 5-person. This is great for couples. So basically you can get like whatever you want. So you can get maybe 3 individual photos or 3 couple photos and 1 each of individual, depending on what you want. Or if you're just 2 or 3 people wanting some photos, it's great for that. I'll quickly just show you some photos that were taken in the studio. So again, couple photos and stuff. So these are actually 2 of my partners. This is Bernie and this is Marcus, sort of thing. So that's Freelance Airsoft and Red Panda Airsoft. Actually, these were all taken in the studio last year at National Airsoft event. It might look like a cheap gazebo, but trust me, it looks good. So I think all these photos were taken there. We bring all the lights and stuff from a built studio. Then we have our 10 photo, I should say, shoot, which is basically great for teams. We'll chuck everyone in there, get some big team photos. I would say don't go more than 8 people in the team, like, sort of thing, or it gets a little bit too cramped. We can kind of maybe fit 10, but even then it's a little bit iffy. So basically in here, again, you can see some teams, so you might recognize some people if their heads aren't chopped off. So you've got Skinny, then you've got Kelly, and then you've got Magda as well, who took some photos last year with us with her bow. And actually, again, the studio photos last year came out fantastic, in my opinion. So these are all taken during it, so you literally book a session and jump in. Now, for the first time this year, we have decided to do a in-game area session. So say you've got a team. We don't say go more than 5 or 6, but we do allow it. is you can hire a photographer for 20 minutes. Sort of thing. He'll just sit with you 20 to 25 minutes, I'm going to say. He'll follow you around in the game zone, sort of thing, just focusing your team, just taking photos of your team. And that's it. And then you'll be sent every single edited photo at the end of the event, sort of thing. So say there's a team of 5 of you, or say there's an individual person. It's great. It's great, right? But the idea is that we're trying to, like, every year...
catering for everybody there.
Yeah, exactly. The issue we've had every year is we always get people being like, you didn't get a photo of us in the field, or I would really want like a photo of us. Like, also the big fact is that the issue we struggle with is trying to explain to people that yes, we might stop you for a second, take a photo, but that photo might not meet our quality standards. We're taking like National Airsoft, we take over 10,000 images for that one event. We then have to go through those 10,000 images. If one's blurry, it's gone. It's zero. Yeah. Gone. If you go on our website, you'll through any gallery, you'll not really find any photo that's blurry or out of photo. Like, you just won't. We have such a strict quality standard.
So aside from your packages that you can obviously book, will you be there on the day taking photos in general as well?
In general. So the way how it works as well is we'll be taking photos. So there'll be a photographer per team. And actually, so you got your 3 teams. There'll be 1 photographer per team out there all day on the Saturday and the Sunday. Now, we'll also have on the Friday people going around taking photos in the safe zone and camping area to try and get some more candid sort of one. We always have people taking photos in the bar on the Friday as well, just to help get as many photos of people as we can, because every year we get I say complaints, we get criticism that we don't get enough photos. Or the other issue we have quite a lot in NAF is there's a few other people who turn up with their cameras, like, completely fine to do so, but then we get emails weeks and weeks and weeks after the event being like, hey, we saw a photographer take a photo, we can't find it, was it you guys? So we're this year being a bit stricter on, like, if other photographers are coming, the marshals, I think, are going to be a little bit more on it with saying, hey, are you part of Krios? Should you be taking photos right now? Sort of thing. Because they get a lot of complaints as well from, like, where do we find the photos?
Yeah, so hopefully that's going to keep the complaint or the like say.
I'd say complaints. It's not. I don't see it's a bad thing. For me, when I get those, like, I didn't see a photo of us. In my opinion, that's like, we didn't do our job correctly. We should be trying to get more photos. But, like, just to show you some of the in-game photos, these were all taken at NAF last year, I think. Fingers crossed. Yeah, they were. Like, this one here, that was taken. Now, these are cropped down images, but all of these were taken in NAF. So this shows you the quality that we can get with people playing, sort of thing. Even if you just look at our Instagram and stuff, which I know a couple of you have, you'll see that level of, because we've done so many events. I'm going to stop sharing now. Switch back to this.
It's just as well you didn't follow us around, because Tim got us lost, and I was with Tim Brown. He got us lost, and we didn't see anyone for.
I've got a photo with
the guy that plays every year. The guy that plays every year at the National Airsoft Festival goes, yeah, I know exactly where we're going, and he got us lost to the extent.
And you end up at the edge of the map, being like, "Where? How did I?"
We literally, I think we crossed fences and stuff. I don't know if we were actually potentially sort of went places we shouldn't have been, because it was like we were just so lost. And then after walking for about an hour, some people had got dug in and just shot us out. It was like, well, there's nothing we can do. And then we walked 5 minutes back on ourselves, thinking, we've got to try and find our way back. It's somewhere this direction. We walked about 5 minutes and we were exactly where we started.
Yep, always. The big thing with NAFs as well is, like, you can walk in one direction and you're guaranteed to bump into the wrong team.
Yeah.
The amount of times we get, again, the big issue we have is, as photographers at the event, we just have as much issue finding the right place to go and stuff as well. Like, just trying to find, we don't want to. So at NAF, again, we end up, because there's so many people, it's really difficult sometimes to actually separate away from people. So, because we don't necessarily know where all the objectives are and stuff, like ourselves, because we just don't know fully. Like, just like the players are like, where's the next objective? You don't know until we're there. We don't know either. So we end up walking around, and then we're stuck with a team of 5 or 6 as we're wandering, and they wander with us, trying to find another group of, say, the others or Delta. We're trying to find those bigger objectives.
Yeah, this is it, because there's so many little sort of side objectives going on.
It's a fantastic event. It's run so well.
Yeah, you can tell they've sort of refined exactly what's on offer now, and it is just a take it or leave it event because this will be.
It's split into 3 subjects, in my opinion. Airsoft, the National Airsoft event is split into 3 subjects. I'm going to say 20% is playing, like straight up. That's it. 20% is playing it. Then probably 60% is socializing, having fun, meeting your friends, having a great weekend. Then the other 10% is just getting drunk. It's just is what it is.
And we're going to be combining. We're going to be combining 70% of that into a live show this year, the first ever live show. Hopefully, we're working it all out in the background. To make sure that we can get something arranged to give you guys an experience from home of.
Rich is definitely up for it, isn't he?
Yeah, Rich keeps going on about it, and then I was sitting jamming with Josh the other night, and we were like, "We need to figure out the logistics of this now."
Yeah. I've got a camera here. There's a camera up there. Yeah. Another camera here. I've got a load of wireless microphones we're having some fun with, sort of thing.
We'll have something going on regardless. There will be something happening.
Like what we're doing on the Friday is we're going to go around with a camera and microphone and interview everyone we can find in the camping zone, sort of thing, because we're trying to we're trying to bring more and more to the airsoft photography world of like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is behind the scenes stuff. So we're filming a ton at NAF.
Yeah.
Absolutely ton of it. Just trying to show what goes into our studio, why Krios is different to people like nothing, like how we're different to say Samwise or Airsoft Project or Dan Airsoft. What separates Krios slightly from them is the big thing is we've got a big team, sort of thing. We have the capability of going to these events with a large style studio. Yes, all of us are still learning. We're always improving on what we're doing, but we provide that extra thing of like, yes, the booking idea I partly got from Sam to refine it because he released one for his AI 500, and I sent him a text message like, hey, what software did you use? Because this looks awesome. So I went with a different software because my brand takes slightly different needs because I'm dealing with 3,000 players, not 200 players, sort of thing. So I need a slightly more powerful tool at times to deal with that traffic.
Yeah.
But it's like we all work as a team in the photography world, but I want to bring more and more people to it. I've started a YouTube channel showing the behind the scenes for like skirmish videos. I'm starting to team up now with quite a few brands. Like I just did a shoot with Viper Tactical. I've got one with ATN, a scope company, coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm partnered with Kydex Customs, Flashbang Smoke, and a load of other fun things to happen next year.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, I saw some of the snaps coming through. The previews coming through.
If I go, where have I put this? Organize. If I go. You can carry on chatting while I try and find this.
It's all right. I found the video anyway from last year. So just to show, while poor Josh was trying to deal with airsofters all of last year, and then he's got this happening in the background as well. It plays.
When you see your poster at the National Airsoft Festival.
She had no idea actually how fast I could run. She was like, she told me, so I'm going to be a little bit naughty. It was a tiny bit staged, tiny bit sort of thing. But she thought she'll get round the corner with the camera following her. Yeah. I caught up with her in like 2 minutes. I literally, I've got Viper Tactical. That's who I'm looking for. If I go, let's share Red Panda's photos. I'm sorry, Airsoft Cat, if you're watching this, and I didn't pick your photos to show.
Retention.
I'm gonna get in.
It's all right because I think Cat made it into the photos for the show promo anyway. That I
yes, she probably did. Right, if I go share screen again, and we're gonna go with Krios. There we go. So Here we have some photos that we took of Red Panda. This is for Viper. So what Viper did kindly for us was they sent us over a full loadout, pretty much. They sent us rig, U-back, trousers, and all we did was we just went up and we just took a load of photos, and that's what we did, sort of thing. So here are just some. So this is just from a quick shoot we did the other day, sort of thing. And we do this we'll find airsofters and stuff who have unique qualities and stuff, who want to have photos taken of them, and we'll try and arrange maybe a shoot with them, sort of thing. If they have a brand, like I said, this is working with Viper. We also, in partnership with this, we also worked with Flashbang Smoke. Let me scroll all the way down to the bottom. As you see, I took a lot of photos.
Yeah, just one or two.
One or two. So these are all taken at Drivewood Airsoft.
I feel your pain though, because I had to go at sort of photography at air shows years ago when I was going there, and you'd take about 1,000, 1,200 photos in a day, and you'd have maybe one good one out of all of that.
Yeah, so I think this shoot I took. Let me load up my laptop that's next to me. How many photos did I take in this shoot? I think I shot.
In the chat, guys. Let's have guesses. Adam, what are you going to go with?
I don't think it's going to be as high as you think.
Oh,
Adam.
Okay, Lightroom. I have too many. I have too many things. But like you can see, like, so this was also done in partnership with Flashbang Smoke, who kindly provide us with. They give us all their smokes and stuff, just like people do with like EG. Flashbang Smoke does a similar thing for us, and they just. I have a pelly case that's just full of pyro.
The way the smoke's following the head there, following the lines of her hair.
What you didn't know is what you'll see in the video when I eventually edit it is you'll see a freelance airsoft Marcus. He was crawling on the floor with the smoke, trying to wave it as much as he could to try and get it to cover as much as possible. Like literally just army crawling on the floor. Like he looked like a bit of a lemon. I'm sorry, Marcus.
The things you do for art, hey.
To be fair, Andy, I was laughing at Dan's comment in the chat.
Is fat a unique quality? Yes, it is very unique.
I was going to say, if you need a slightly rotund, so you've got me and Adam.
Well, you've already booked it, you see.
Yeah, that's where it begins.
So out of that shoot, I took 623 photos, and there are. Why did I click? I think there's 230 photos in total, and a lot of them are the same. Like these ones look almost identical.
Yeah,
because it's a brand photo shoot. The difference with brands is you want to get as many photos you can, but edit them all very similarly, but also very subtly different because they're always after a certain look. So you have you can go drastic, like here. I've got quite a darker one, and here I've got a brighter one. So I can do it, but a lot of the time they would want something that just shows what the product actually looks like. So they want it actually as least edited as possible.
Yeah, so it's natural.
Yeah, compared to say if I just go straight back to here and let's see if that works. Yes, it does. Well, compared to like an airsoft thing. So let's shift your ifs. There it is, where my guys are at. Seeing if I jump to here, you're seeing a lot of hidden galleries as well. You shouldn't be seeing. If I jump to this one here, so you'll see in this one, these are photos that Marcus and Dan Maverick took, and that's actually not a good example. Let me find a better example. Did I take? I took photos on this day. I think I took photos on this day. Yes, I did. So the way how I tend to do it for an airsoft skirmish thing is you do it where you do a light color and then you do a dark color. So depending on the person who's interested, again here, light to dark.
And they might want the moody shot, mightn't they?
Yeah,
precisely. Like normally I try and do 3 photos. So sometimes I only get 2, but if I scroll down, I might have 3. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So I'll do 1 of each in each style. That is, in my opinion, the Krios style on how we always do photos, and then I'll do 1 which is my preferred sort of thing. I think this one's mainly got 2. Here we go. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Now I did a dark one, but then I felt that the coloured one looked better, so therefore I did another edit of that one. Same here again. There's 2 of that. See, yeah, pretty much each one has 2 or 3. So here we've got 1, 2, and 3. Again, I felt it looked better as the darker one, sort of thing. It's just how it. I don't know why they're wearing cowboy hats. Airsofters. So yeah, that's basically how I work.
We're a strange breed.
We're very strange sort of thing, and I could say that because I started playing I started when I was 14, so that must have been. Let's see, that's almost 16 years ago, something like that. Maths, 16, 17 years ago I started.
You're almost catching me up then.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, sort of thing. I'm just gonna stop sharing that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's
I've been doing it for a while.
So, what else have you got going on then? You said you had many other projects. So
I have quite a few. So, event-wise, to be honest, it's currently quiet after the National Airsoft event. So I try to keep it. So we'll just be down at like. So we kind of take a quiet period between the end of August through to Christmas is kind of like the Krios quiet time. We'll just do skirmish sites. If a big event appears, we'll ask if we can attend and we can do it, sort of thing. But then when we look at, say, the new year, like I've already got events booked in for next year. So I've got hopefully if this weekend goes well, we'll have Rift there. We'll have say Rift again next year, which we're hoping for. If this weekend goes well. Then we'll also have National Airsoft event, but then a third event that's appearing is, as we briefly mentioned earlier, there's a new competition, £100,000 Airsoft game, big weekender that's happening in May next year, sort of thing that we are sponsoring, sort of thing, along with a lot of other people. So that'll be interesting if that goes to plan. Which from those things it is, the fact that they're already planning it for next year tells me it's going well, and we're doing a lot of work with them. The other big thing is we are launching, so the booking website, which is Krios Studios, we are launching that to also provide photography protection. So like camera lenses, protectors. Like I've got one thing I'm testing here currently on my camera, which is like a rubber protector sort of thing. So we'll be selling those as well. We'll also be selling non-photography things, kind of ish. There'll be editing presets that can be used on like your phones. So you take a photo on your phone, you can then edit it with this preset we've made through the Lightroom app. We'll be also doing more advanced tools. We'll be creating those to sell for the website, as well as I'm currently in the process of creating a tutorial style video thing on like behind the scenes of Airsoft, like how to get into that, how to do it, how do you approach like site owners to ask permission to take photos, how do you get public liability insurance, and all these little things that people don't think about. We're trying to make it more open for the group, though. So something that Krios offers is we offer a partner program. Basically, this partner program allows because we have a large website that can support a lot of photos. So I've made the decision to open it up to people. Granted, they have to apply and go through like a approval thing, because again, Krios has a high quality standard that we would like to keep. So we know that if someone goes to buy a photo, they know it's going to be top quality. They know they don't have that issue, sort of thing. So the way how the partner program is designed is we allow photographers who might just be taking photos for fun at a hobby at a local site, sort of thing. There's one photographer who we have on our books who's a freelancer. His name's Kobe. He is fantastic. His photos are amazing. He's only like 15 or 16. His photos are great, fantastic. Like I look at my photos and they look crap compared to his, sort of thing. So we brought him aboard so he can post his photos through our website. He posts them, we sell them, we then do a profit share. I'm capped as the owner. I can only earn up to £25 for his entire gallery, for example. Now, his photos are so good, he will make £200 on doing a skirmish day. Sort of thing. There is money. There is money in this photography if you know the way how to market yourself correctly. I've been doing this for a while now, and Sam's been doing it for a while now. So we found what works in our areas, sort of thing. Or how we market things. Like, for example, on a gallery on my website, I know for a skirmish day I need to post a minimum of 200 images. a maximum of 400 images, or no one will find their photo, sort of thing. So it's like learning these things. I know I need to post it within. If I post the photos within 24 hours, I get double the amount of sales compared to if I post it after 48 hours. Because one thing about me is I log every single sale. I put it in an Excel spreadsheet. I love my spreadsheets, and I track, and I see where the trends are. I look and go, why did that photo sell for more than that photo? Why did this event? So say to an event, say a skirmish.
It's business sense, isn't it? It's not
exactly. It's learning when to accept that something's a business rather than a hobby. To a degree, I still think airsoft is a hobby that I make a bit of side money on, sort of thing. It's just that side money allows me to pay people and allows me to invest in equipment to give airsofters a good way to see themselves, sort of thing. Because the other thing of me taking photos, it's also very much same for Sam, same for everyone. We're promoting the sport, sort of thing. We are the promoters of the sport in a little sense. In that it doesn't, and don't mean it in a big-headed way at all. But like, if we take good photos, players share those photos, who then non-airsofters see. Sort of thing,
and then they go, "Wow, that looks wicked! I love
what's that? That looks really cool. You're dressed all like it looks like you're in the art. Like it looks cool. You look like you're in Call of Duty." Now, they wouldn't have got that experience if we took a crappy photo. Someone will just scroll past on social media, for example. But like me, who's now posting on the regular, growing my social media, trying to boost my YouTube up, showing the behind the scenes of airsoft, what we go through. It's like showing the fun side of things, because a lot of photographers right now are in airsoft are marshals who are just being given a camera by the owner. Nothing wrong with that, but they've just been given a camera, but they might find it interesting
or not.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm kind of like, hey, you might have been given this camera, but you can actually make some money on the side doing this. Like, hey, like get in touch. It's on our website. Go to the partner program section on our website. You can apply. You can then earn. Like I said, Kobe, he did one day and earned over 200 quid. Sort of thing. Like I got, like, yes, I might only make 20 quid of that 200 to 250 quid. I make 20 pounds off it. Well, he makes all the money. Me, I just use it to help with my hosting fees. And my little bit of admin I have to do to try and make sure it runs. And it also, the reason with the partner program that I love so much is they get to focus on them taking photos. They no longer have to deal with people asking where are the photos, why the photo's not up yet, or like the big one is, oh, I bought the photo and it hasn't arrived, or those sort of things. They no longer have to deal with any of that admin. They don't have. I take all that brunt force on, because I can guarantee every skirmish day I do, I receive probably 20 something emails being like, where's my photo? Oh, I tried to download it. It's not there. Turns out it did arrive in their inbox and they just didn't.
It's gone into their junk mail. Or...
Not even that. Not even that. I've just have it where they've gone, oh, I've clicked on the link already and I tried to download it and I closed the page. I'm like, well, click the link again. And they go, oh, I didn't realize I could click the link again. It's
not going to lie. I'm one of the airsofters that's like super like, oh, I can't wait to see if the pictures are up or see if they've got me.
What Krios do, we have streamlined this process, and this is also why I've just bought this new studio, this server that's just sitting next to me, is the fact that we can now, say a skirmish day, we tend to only take photos in the morning, sort of thing. So we'll stay there till about 12 o'clock to maybe 2 o'clock sort of thing. So we take all the photos in the morning. We'll then head home or to wherever we need to go. Photos will be up by 5 o'clock. National Airsoft event, I have in a box there, I have a modem and all sorts. So at National Airsoft event, we will edit on site and we'll get the photos uploaded, ready to go for that evening. Because relating back to the business talk we mentioned earlier, was if I get the photos up within 24 hours, the sales double. It's amazing. And when I try and tell people this,
the event potentially the next day going, oh, look at this wicked picture.
At National Earth, we get so many people come over to us during the event. This is why we also have the studio. Is I actually block out time when I see how many people have books and stuff. I'll block out 2 or 3 hours where I just sit in the studio. Normally on the Sunday morning, I always leave that free on purpose, to allow me to just talk to people. So I'll be like, and because people come up saying, "Hey, we saw this photo, great photo. Can we get some more?" Cool. Yeah, the studio's free now. We'll quickly do a studio session.
Yeah.
Because the whole premise of the studio is to make it available so anyone can get a photo at any point. So if they want a photo, they can come get it. So they don't have to risk missing a photo out in the field.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Because that, like, going back to complaints and like criticism, was the amount of people that said, you didn't get a photo of us. I'm like, well, you could have booked a studio session and we would have guaranteed you a photo.
Yeah, person out of 3,000 in a game day. You're going to miss one or two, potentially.
Yeah.
Oh, you try telling them that. Oh, don't. I got in major arguments with a woman a few years ago about it. Like, I saw a photographer take my photo. I'm like, well, I'm really sorry. It might have done better quality. Like, me being professional Josh, and she wasn't having it at all. She's like, I'm going to come after you. I'm never going to buy you photos again. Little into the next year, she bought like 10. So,
couldn't have done that badly.
Exactly. But no, National Event is a fun event, and I love it.
Going back to what you were saying now, we just had Emerson here saying as a head marshal that also tries to do photos as well. It's hard work.
Yeah, it's fully hard work, especially like, so for us, we're exactly, I just sort of put Airsoft Karens in there 100%. The amount of people that I think Airsoft Photography is a skill. Like anything that requires someone to know that it's a skill and it takes the time to learn.
Yeah.
Having owners and stuff just chuck a camera on you trying to learn is hard. It's hard work because sort of thing. But then you've got the people that there's nothing wrong. People take photos in like auto mode sort of thing. You can still get some great photos, but then showing the difference between, say, people like us, sort of thing, who take photos and use it as a business. When we take the photos with that, we're shooting our camera in say, manual mode. So we learn the settings. We know the lighting. I can when filming videos, one of my friends who was helping me film, I went, so the frame for the camera is like here and here, and he goes, how do you know that when I'm standing in front of the camera? I know the edges of the screen because I spent the time and effort and knowledge of learning how that works. I'm walking on a field. If you watch some of my skirmish videos on my YouTube, you'll just see me walking around taking photos, but you'll see I very briefly put the camera down. I'll press like 2 buttons and change the settings, then back again, and I'm taking photos again. Like, I'm straight on it. Well, just noticed Lily Marsh. She follows me a lot on Instagram. She likes all my photos. I know. There's this. Airsoft photography is a skill, sort of thing, and the big thing that I say, and I say it in everything, and it's even in my when booking things and stuff, I write in, we are not marshals, we are photographers. If you have an issue, we wear different. All my photographers wear a branded high vis, which has gone missing. I had it next to me. There it is. So all my photographers wear a branded high vis with the logo on and stuff. We are not marshals. If you have an issue with a player, we say go talk to a marshal, sort of thing, and we point them in the direction. But we are not that sort of thing. And
everyone's just said exactly the same thing.
Exactly. 100%. It's just we're not marshals. We're photographers. We have our own skill set. That skill set is taking pretty photos of you lot, or at least trying to. There's only pretty can only go so far. You see.
What do you think? You can only see sort of that bit with my iPro on.
Why wear a dye?
Well, that's the thing we do in the studio. In the studio, though, due to the way how it works, is we ask you to take your iPro off, sort of thing. Just the sort of thing. Like also the other thing in the studio, we like it's just those things where the issue of wearing iPro, it reflects light and looks awful. Unless we're wearing a gas mask, and it looks cool.
I was going to say as well, because some of the people who saw the photos earlier, because there'll be someone who watches it back and is like, they didn't have iPro on, they had mags in. Yeah, because you actually specify on your booking as well. I noticed that guns have to be disconnected from any power source, mags empty, all that sort of stuff. So, like, it is literally just. I'm gonna ignore that one.
Don't. So this is Dan. This is Maverick.
Okay. He said don't, so it's coming up here.
I'm not talking about this, Dan. Dan, I'm not talking about that. Keep your mouth shut. That's an old. So Dan is one of my head editors, sort of thing. So he'll be attending NAF as one of our editors. He's also the one who, when you book a in the game session, sort of thing. So he'll be the photographer you'll have following you around in game, sort of thing. Because I'm stuck by the studio the entire time.
Yeah, I was going to say you're effectively, for want of a better term, the face of the brand. Anyway, it's your brand, so you're going to be there. You're going to be where people can come and talk to you, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like the basic thing is with me is I'm a dictator. When it comes to it, my favorite quote was from one of the employees. So last year was the first year I really brought the big team out. There was 5 or 6 of us there, sort of thing, and one of them, who Caitlin Airsoft Cat, she was like going like, I didn't know when I could start drinking, sort of thing. And me at 9 o'clock in the morning, just cracking out a beer, just going, yeah, you can drink now. I don't care. Go for it. She's like, you'll be really strict and everything. I'm like the opposite of being strict. At National Airsoft, I'm there to have fun.
Yeah.
National Airsoft, yes, it's the biggest event I do each year. And the looks of no, you're really not. But no, the thing is, like, National Airsoft event is a fun event, and yeah, you see what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So it's him and Mark who are currently heading off to Shifty Rifts this weekend. They're leaving tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to drive up there. Oh, he's in the chat as well. There he is. Cool.
They're all coming out the woodworks now, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. But the key is with us is we're professional in all of that, and it's just so we're fun but professional at the same time at National Airsoft event.
Yeah.
I'm there to meet people. That's what it's about. Meet people, meet brands mainly, but also because we are such a large team, we have the capability of having a bit of fun, showing the fun side of photography, and just having a laugh.
Definitely. I mean, I'm really looking forward to coming and getting the photos done, because I've seen some
of them. It'll be good fun.
It'll be good fun. It's the last couple of years I've just not got around to it. The last couple of times I went, now.
Yeah, there's Cat. There she is. This is why I'm the fave. Yeah. They're all watching it. This is great. I didn't know they were. Yeah, there's the other one, Bernie Collins. There we go.
I mean, they're late, so do they get docked? Because they're late.
Krios is the
photography brand. She tells you not to worry about.
No, I think every photographer is great.
I was going to say, everyone has their own style anyway. So I've had some photos from Sam in the past that I was showing off when he came on the show, and I can guarantee they'll be completely different to the photo you'd get of me.
Yeah. So the way how I view it all again is you've got these individual photographers who do these events like AI and you've got Airsoft Project who specialize. So you've got Airsoft Project. Josh, I'm the most organized one other than, pretty much. So the way it works is, so you've got Sam who does the, I'm going to say the larger, but he's still an individual person to a point, sort of thing. So you've got Sam who does like the AI events. So maybe 200 to 300 players, like that sort of number. You've got Airsoft Project, who is a fantastic photographer who is really good at like shoots, like private shoots, staged photos. I'm going to use the word is. Then you've got Dan Airsoft, who's fantastic at skirmish photography. He's now starting to step into Milsom. He's quite new. He's growing into it, and he's fantastic. And you've got Krios, who we're the ones who are designed to run the massive events, sort of thing. In the fact that we have these massive big gazebos, we have a large team of people that we can pull into one event. National Airsoft, there'll be 6 of us there, sort of thing. Like, who are all working on the same wavelength, all working on doing the same edits, doing this and stuff. So we are the designated creator. Yes, they drink because I can't that much. That's the difference. We all have our areas. My area is we like talking about the edits. We all edit differently, of course, to how people like those. Yeah. Again, Krios, we are designed for the large events. Sam's great for those medium-sized events. Then you've got Airsoft Project for those individual private shoots, and Dan Airsoft great for those skirmishes, battle sim. He's starting to grow into the large events, but he's still quite new, sort of thing. But I think everyone takes great photos.
Yeah, it's sort of thing. Like I said, I've seen some of your work from previous events, and looking forward to seeing what you can do with this.
Yeah. So I've just received a message from Dan, being Mission accomplished. Guys, Operation Violate is successful. I'm just like, really?
Oh dear. Dock his wages.
I will be. To be honest, I take half his wages anyway with Dan.
Oh dear. I think really and truthfully. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think Adam's going to book in with Ailey as well. Shoot as well. So
see Dan what wages.
Oh, it's all kicking off. Do you know what? Everyone can just see it'll kick off from now. They'll stop commenting now. Put the overlay on the side, won't they?
Yeah, it's all right.
Oh no, here we go.
I can tell you now, they all get paid fairly.
I was going to say, no one's ever happy with what they're getting paid.
Oh no, well they should be happy with what they get.
Oh dear. It's I think really and truthfully, we're sort of reaching the end of our time now. So thanks very much for your time, Josh.
No worries.
First off, looking forward to the NAF, and we'll have a discussion about what we're going to arrange as well. That's
see, there's one person who says something nice about me.
Josh has been awesome in helping me come out confident. There we go.
Yeah, see, I am nice sometimes, apparently.
Yeah. So, I think what we could really do now is, where can people find you?
So the best way to find me is via Instagram, at Krios Photography. Basically, the idea behind that, I used to have Facebook, but Facebook's dead, even though everyone's commenting on Facebook, which is awkward. But no, then you can also find our YouTube, which is also at Krios Photography, so nice and simple. And yeah, if you ever want to look at my photos, or if you ever are a photographer and looking to get more into it, go to our website, www.kriosphotography.com, and just have a look at our partner program and just shoot us a message, and we can see what we can do if you want to join it or learn more about airsoft photography. We're more than happy to talk to you, or DM me on Instagram and I'll help you out, because I get so many messages. I enjoy helping and growing the sport of airsoft and airsoft photography. Yeah.
Cool. Happy days. Well, again, thank you very much for your time, Josh. That's it from us for this week then. We're actually going to be back in 3 weeks now. We'll be back on Thursday, the 15th of June. Just because we've simply done 4 weeks on the trot now, and it's like we need a bit of a break. It's getting
it makes
yeah, considering we're supposed to be bi-weekly rather than weekly.
Yeah, we were supposed to be a fortnight thing, and it's with all that happened at a certain event that was 2 episodes ago. It's wound up that we've got to this point now. We just need a couple of weeks break. Dan, don't worry, we'll be back and booming. And things will be changing in the coming weeks. We'll be changing night as well. Moving forward from July, we'll be on a Thursday night now, potentially. Although that may change again because of fucking Keith. But yeah, Adam, where can people find you?
Mainly Insta, really. At GT02.Sierra Golf.
Yeah, they can see it as well, because I've filled up the captions close off the text.
Or they can follow our team, which includes Andy, at gunfighter.tactical.
Yep, definitely. But yeah, that's it from us for this week, I'm afraid. So thanks again for tuning in. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, all that jazz if you don't already. Otherwise, we'll send Ailey, our enforcer, after you. And yeah, that's it. So take care of each other, take your hits, don't be a dick, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks' time on the Airsoft Show. Bye, guys. Take care.